5, 4, 3, 2, and we're back live, and we're off. Over the past few weeks, I've been interviewing a lot of sustainability professionals for an upcoming profile, and I've been asking them all, what does the idea of a life-affirming niche mean to you? And here's what several of them, probably about 10 of them, have had to say.
So, I think Green Wizard personally makes me feel more affirmed in my life. But at the same time, I think by running a company surrounding ideals that I personally view as important, it puts me in a very lucky position, because the better the company does, the better the ideals and goals that I personally believe in are promoted. And that in and of itself, again, becomes life-affirming.
Right. I mentioned this to the life-affirming niche to my wife recently, and she said, "What is that?" And I said, "Well, as you start to try to explain it, I think it's a really innovative way of looking at, designing the life that you want to have. And so how do you help people find a way into that niche that's going to provide the highest return on investment for them, not just financially, but emotionally, spiritually." So it comes back to the Stephen Covey ways, that way of thinking, which is if you're paying attention to yourself across 4 or 5 different sort of strategic areas, right? Like mentally, spiritually, emotionally, physically, financially,
right?
Then you're more likely to get to where you want to go. And so the life-affirming niche feels like a really strong platform for delivering people to that destination.
Oh, good to hear. He said it well. Just when you hear that, when you hear life-affirming, or when you hear life-affirming niche, what does that mean to you?
Well, I mean, to me, it's what I've found in my work. I feel like everything that I have done in my past has sort of led me to this place. And so I feel like I have found my life-affirming niche. So I really feel like, this work is my passion. And so that's, I guess, what it would mean to me.
Mostly means that we're working together and we're creating something that goes beyond just a job or work. Your life's work should not be work. We go to work, we have a job, we're miserable. If we enjoy our lives and do fun stuff and people give us money, that's a lot more fun.
Right.
So the idea of doing something that you love and doing something that people love, giving a value-added service. What we're doing here is trying to constantly add value, work with others that are adding value so that everyone feels valued.
Right.
And there you go. That's that affirmation, is the word value. So people that come to work with us, they come here, they leave feeling valued because their person can come to work fully. You come to work with your hopes, your dreams, your aspirations. We want to support you, and by supporting you, you support us, and it creates a synergy that is, greater than the sum of the parts.
It's so cool to be in an industry where we're getting phone calls from customers saying, "Wow, this is great, and I wish I'd done this 5 years ago."
Right.
And it's that makes all the stresses of being an entrepreneur go away for a couple hours, and that's what you're in it for. So when I think life affirming, that's really what it's all about to me. Be able to go out there and promote something that you believe in, that is going to leave a lasting footprint, and not to be sappy, but leave our world a better place than when we found it.
I think for me, the plain English version of what a life-affirming niche is, I don't know if I can put it in a couple words like that, but it's the fact that I am really proud of what I do every day. And I am proud that my family and friends and associates know what I do. There's nothing about my business that I have to keep under the covers. There's nothing about my business that I have to worry about repercussions or consequences down the road. That doesn't mean that everything is happiness and sunshine and rose petals every day that we come to work.
But you feel good about it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I always tell clients that, we're fantastic problem solvers. Well, that inherently means we're going to have problems. Right. And I can't tell you what those problems are going to be right now, but we'll have them and we'll solve them. And so that's just design, that's just construction. But the fact that we deal with those kind of problems and we do them in a way that, for me, supports my personal values, our values as a business, and of course Amy and I work together, our values as a family.
Right.
It feels great.
Every day that I'm out here doing something with these modules, whether it's digging in the modules and planting plants or meeting with local mayors and schools and municipalities, every time that I'm able to get this product or get the education out there for the people, I'm fulfilling my two goals, which is my life affirmation, is to help people, which these do by making a cleaner environment and taking out air pollutants and creating oxygen and things, and also helping the environment by doing those same things and cooling the earth a little bit. So that's kind of fulfilling my my two goals.
So one way I could think about it is that it's about perhaps identifying a particular eco niche that needs some help, and then building perhaps some kind of structure. And business may not be it. I obviously come from a business perspective, but maybe it's not a business, maybe it's a nonprofit, maybe it's just a grassroots effort, maybe it's just a personal mission, to help that particular little eco niche. Or it could be that you have a particular organization or business or something that you want to do, but you want to have it so that it is sort of has a positive environmental impact.
Barry Patterson here with the Life-Affirming Niche blog with Jeff Beck of One Zone Solutions, and I was just going to ask him, what does a life-affirming niche mean to him?
Well, that's a loaded question. It's a tough question. What I think it means is finding a way to be successful from a monetary perspective, and also from a business perspective, and thirdly from a culture perspective. The business I'm in is so nice and so neat because it makes an impact on the culture, sustainability and saving energy, but it also is a true business that is profitable and there's room for growth.
And for me, that's what this life-affirming niche is all about. When I think of a niche, I think of a role, of a habitat, and I think of my own connection to the place and the things that I do in that place. And if I'm feeling really connected to a place like the institution where I work here, for example, or the community that I live in, or this incredible Southern Appalachian bioregion, then the things that I do in that place are going to be affirming. And so for me, it all starts there. It all starts at place. And then those things are going to be affirming, of course, if they're in line with my beliefs and values, and if they support sort of my integrity and my sense of right and wrong. So if I'm living with integrity, living into my sense of right, living as well as I can into my belief and value systems in a place where I'm deeply connected, then my life is going to feel affirmed.